Scott and Ari, you know who I'm sick of?
Who's that, Jake Lloyd Bacon?
Chris Jericho. All of his stuff in AEW has just been super boring.
Oh my God, it's the worst. I'm so done with Chris Jericho and AEW.
Seriously, you know what else? WWE's really just fucking on my last nerve. All this fucking weird MAGA bullshit and the bad booking and the weird Cena turn. I'm just kind of done with WWE.
Oh my God, Jake, you're right. I'm so done with WWE too.
Did you hear that Chris Jericho actually posted something about WWE and also his contract's up and he might be returning to WWE?
What, for real?
Yeah, I mean, it seems that way.
Oh my God, that'd be the best if Chris Jericho came back to WWE.
I know, that would be really fucking great because honestly, it's Chris Jericho. You'd say WWE's home for Chris Jericho. You know, he should be in WWE.
Yeah.
Any chance that we're fickle hypocrites?
What are we going to do with Chris Jericho today on Pro Wrestling Palskis?
Scott and Harper.
Hey, Jake Lloyd Bacon.
Hi, Sushi Pants. What's going on with Sush? There we go. Sush was trying to get on the pod right up. Didn't want to wait at all. Was like, listen, I have a lot of opinions I need to share immediately. Oh my goodness gracious. Meanwhile, I got Bookstore digging holes in the carpet over here. Bookstore, come on. Knock it off.
Well, he obviously wants to get downstairs.
I very literally is exactly what he wants. I don't think he realizes that it appears like he's trying to dig there. He's just throwing a tantrum right now.
Jeez.
Entitled
dog.
Speaking of titles, we must acknowledge Gilbert Short, current PWP champion, record-setting PWP champ, will defend that title today. There's a few new names in the jar, which I'm always very excited about. I love the idea of a new name, but listen, this is not a fair and balanced thing. The more $5 you give, the more times your names go in the jar.
That's right. So you're just buying it's you go to the fair and you're just paying for more tickets in the raffle, right? You're upping your chances.
So if you want to play the system and become PWP champ yourself and get entered into the big giant end of year championship giveaway, you can only do so at patreon.com/PWPalskis. It's also the only place you get this live stream link. We're talking to you people right there who happen to be watching this. You can watch the show.
Jake thinks he can see you now, so that's why he's going directly after you.
Yeah, I think I can see them.
Because his future's so bright, he's got some new shades.
I do have a new pair of sunglasses. Come on, Bookie. You want to come up here? Bookstore also wants to say hi, but he's not sure. He's a little more camera shy than Sushi Pants is. Come on. There we go, big boy. Oh, come on. Don't be shy. You're doing a podcast. It's about
Don't worry,
Chris
audience.
Jericho.
If you're all there in the studio with him, he'd be barking at you and not liking you.
Oh, he likes you too much. The other one is the one who doesn't like you.
Mm-hmm.
Bookstore loves Scott and Arbor. He gets so excited when you're here. He doesn't know what to do. He wants to be on your lap. He wants to be in your mouth.
He pulls a knife.
He doesn't realize that he has little dagger toes.
Yeah, he's
a scratchy boy. He's like, love on me, Wolverine claws, snick, snick.
Only there was some way to trim those things.
Yeah, those are trimmed.
Jesus Christ.
He bites them, and then they make little sharp things. He's
a fucking pterodactyl.
Anyways, the wrestling is happening like right now, apparently, as we're recording this, or is it over?
I believe it's over.
Okay.
The Clash in Paris.
I completely forgot that Clash in Paris was today and this early.
You don't watch or follow, so why would you know?
That's a great point. Did you watch or follow or subscribe?
I knew that it was coming on today, but I was like, yeah.
You didn't tune in.
It's a holiday weekend. I'm still taking a breather overall. Like I got my pulse. I'm pulsing a finger with Tamina.
Easy for you to say.
But I'm like, yeah, I can miss this. I don't really care.
I can respect that. I guess.
I think John Cena was also fighting Logan Paul, so I'm like, I could definitely miss this.
Yeah, that was the only match I think that I really knew about, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm uninterested.
Yeah, if Seth is champion and Logan Paul's on it, it's like, yeah, I'll wait. These waves are a little too bumpy right now.
Let me ask you this. Has the John Cena face turn soured a little bit of his final year for you? Because it soured a little bit of it for me. I'm a little bit less interested now that he's a good guy again.
It didn't sour him.
No.
In any way. Like, I'm trying to frame it where it's like, it didn't sour him. It didn't sour, I guess, ultimately, like, that it is his last year or anything like that. It sours Triple H to me. It sours the machine. I feel like it needs just a little buffer. And if the Logan Paul is that buffer, it's like, yeah, take a month or two and figure out what's going on.
Right.
So we can get him on the trajectory of this is the big meaningful stuff on the way out. Like, okay. And we can stop acknowledging it on air. Cause I keep seeing that. Like, I think he found I don't know if it was the German kid or what, that he's like, I said horrible things to you and I just needed my focus and I need to come back. Like, yeah, all right. We get it. You didn't do anything heroic to bounce back. You didn't deal with The Rock. You sold your soul to.
Just
like,
changed your mind, essentially. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Cody kind of convinced you with beer or something. Like, yeah, just get into the next phase. Let's stop talking about it. Just be about it.
Gotcha. Well, anyways, we're here doing something completely different.
That's right.
I don't think, do you remember the last time we did one of these? I think you looked it up to figure out what the exact name of the series was. Did you see it?
I think it was the McMahon Legacy is what we talked about.
That was,
and you were all about it. You're like, yeah, put it on Front Street. Just, they're
ago.
Great. They can't be touched.
Keeping kayfabe alive, baby. Undertaker.
Vince is the best. And he'll never be number 2.
Well, shit, that's been a long time. So listen, you know how we do these series. We have some series that we do too much now, like the Hitman rating system. And then we have some series that we revisit once every 3 years.
Yeah.
So this is one of those. It's time for another, what are we going to do with ... question mark. And today we're replacing the ...
the ellipses?
The ellipses with Chris Jericho. A very polarizing figure. Very stressful figure in my purview.
Oh, he's stressful to you?
Yeah, he's stressful because like he was one of my favorites for a while, and I just like I when it comes to his wrestling career, I have so many incredible things to say about it. He's one of the best, arguably, maybe back in the day more so than more recently, but one of the best at reinventing himself without complete reinvention, without ever having to change his name. You know, like creating a gimmick, getting over, creating moments. He's obviously always been a very good wrestler, technically proficient and all that. But boy, I just don't like him as a person.
Yeah, but do you have to?
You have to like him? Is that?
No, I'm saying, do you have to?
Oh, no. I mean,
because really, the ones that you do like, that you think you probably like as a person, but if you actually knew him, how many people would you
100%
really go like
100%?
Do I really like
These
them,
are
or like
fucking,
do we even get along?
Yeah, they're all weird fucking carnies. We've talked about it,
and they like to lift stuff over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. No, it does not. Listen, I was this close to selecting Jericho versus Fandango for the watch along just to see if it was really that bad for this month.
We've already done it.
Have we done it? Perfect. Great. Look, right on theme. But no, it doesn't. It's not going to prevent me from watching old Jericho. It does sour new Jericho a little bit.
That's what he is. He's old Jericho.
Now listen, we talk about him reinventing himself. Old Jericho. That'd be great. Like lean into like the old man Logan vibe. Just call yourself old man Jericho and just be like over it.
So what's going to eventually have the full page spread snicked? His top knot?
When he finally goes bald.
Pops the claws?
Oh, I was going to say when he finally just lets himself go bald. Stops spraying spray paint on the front of his hair.
He clearly figured it out.
Did he? Maybe he did what I did. He got the hymns going. Hymns is working real good.
He's got the Canadian. Oh, Jesus, look at that.
Did you see it? I couldn't tell. I have kind of hat.
Oh, yeah.
I just realized I'm not wearing a hat. I brought it over
There
here.
was no hair back there.
No hair at all? I should
No
put this
hair.
on.
You just have a fuzzy scalp. Hats
My
available in the
scalp
shop.
is made of corduroy.
It's 94 degrees out. Just put a corduroy hat on. Dear Lord.
Got a nice 66 AC blasting. In fact, I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Higher fan because I like it really cold in here when we pod. Got the lights on.
I have no cooling apparatuses out here. Only machines going to make it hotter and lights.
You are quite sweaty during these shows. I've noticed that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could see your face.
This isn't favorable conditions in any way.
Your face gets shinier and shinier the longer the shows go on. If you ever needed to take a break to just pat your face down, it's fine. We're talking about Jericho.
No, I wait for medical issues on the inside to do so.
I was going to say, this is the Jericho episode, so we can be as vain as possible.
Well, don't worry. I'll make sure there's a big vein at some point in this video.
What are your thoughts on Jericho as a whole? Where does he stand with you? I kind of expressed my struggle with him.
Yeah, I think a large part in the same. I was definitely slow to liking Chris Jericho for a long time as a wrestling fan.
Okay.
Like when I was getting back into it, and then when I watch him and I hear these amazing things about him, and I saw the Spinal Tap references that he would do and things like that, and he was someone that I go I actually bet that I get along with this guy great, that we'd have a similar sense of humor. But what I was seeing on television during the Attitude Era, outside of WCW, I thought this guy's playing dumber than he is and doing shittier material than he's capable of.
Interesting. Okay.
And I always thought less of him for it. Not overall less of him, but I'm I don't like it. I don't like what this is. The Fozzy name when he's Moon Goose McSucks My Nuts, that stuff when it's oh, he's not Chris Jericho, he's this other guy. All this stuff just felt this is beneath you. You're better and funnier than this.
I can get that.
And then it clicked later for me where
he's not.
I think he came more into his own and was doing better shit. And I appreciated his matches more. And obviously all the stuff with Benoit I thought was so amazing. And I couldn't help but not acknowledge how good all that stuff was. Right. And he's a fan growing up. There's a lot about it where it's he checks a whole lot of boxes.
Right.
And I certainly like him. And as you said, the reinvention. And then, for a long time, it was certainly hard to stay as relevant as he was and as interesting as he was. And at times, it's the bookers or the writers that are kind of fucking him over. But the AEW of it all was exciting.
Right.
That here was the mega star to come in and go I'm going to give this company some legitimacy. Yeah. And, he's battling age. He's battling the barrel chest at that point. He gotten heavier,
and at that time, he was doing stuff in Japan. He was doing, is it the Painmaker? Is that what he calls himself? He was doing, so he was already kind of reinvented outside of WWE. So it was exciting for me too, because it was oh, okay. Not only is Chris Jericho coming in, but it's a Chris Jericho that I'm not as familiar with. So there's a little bit of that kind of excitement of oh, what's this going to be? Is this going to be, this isn't going to be the light up vest or the light up jacket rather. It's not going to be, you know, Y2J.
Yeah, going to New Japan Pro Wrestling with Dale, seeing Wrestle Kingdom where he fought Naito was super exciting. I was really looking forward to that, and it was great. It delivered. I was watching the stuff leading up to it, and because it was a different Jericho. What was really great was about that Jericho in that time of outside of WWE. We kind of talked about this with Hogan when it was post-wrestling career and doing what the Osbournes tried to do where he's allowing access to you,
right?
But others are shaping it, and what was decided upon, what was being shown is you're hurting everything that you've built. You're hurting the character, you're hurting the mystique, you're hurting the aura. Jericho chose how he would let his fan base in on him when he started his podcast.
Right.
And the people that he would chat with and have interesting conversations with. And
sometimes.
Yeah, there was clearly times too where whoever the big podcast company at the time was you need to get this celebrity on because they're in our network.
Right.
Oh, okay. But when he would have his people on,
sure.
It was interesting. Or him talking about experiences with people. He found out ways to showcase what needed to be shown and clearly not show what didn't need to be shown.
Right.
Letting us know that he's a horror fan and letting us know he likes aliens and Bigfoots and dumb shit like that with Dean Ambrose.
That to me was the very first ever like, oh, these fucking, like, that was like the first time I was like, I just do not like this guy. That ruined so many people for me. Jeff Hardy, just the worst, just the absolute worst.
How do you not know that Jeff Hardy's not a goddamn weirdo already?
I mean, I knew, but it's different to just know it than to hear it. It's like, I'd rather not hear it.
That'd save me a car ride of volunteering. Like, I can take you guys to the airport. And hearing that conversation,
right?
Going, I can't turn this off,
right?
So
but yeah,
he did a lot of interesting and fun stuff. And the first part of AEW where he's Le Champion and doing that, there was all really interesting and fun stuff.
Yeah, and he had a little group that was like, it felt like, oh, okay, this is what is as promised with Jericho, because it's like, here's other guys who aren't WWE guys, who he's partners with, who he's friends with, and it's
Jake Hager.
It helps you introduce. I wasn't thinking of him, but it just like kind of helps you, introduce to some of the other talent, and yeah. But ultimately, I think the product AEW as a product wasn't enough to keep me hooked, so therefore, he definitely wasn't going to help it at all.
Yeah, and things just started to go off the rails, really, where it's. When there's a guy of that clout that's there, and ultimately he's not the booker at the end of the day,
right.
But your history of Hogan in WCW or any major star in WWE, where they will occasionally throw down a call and go, no, I'm not doing that. I'm doing this. Especially
what we know of Tony Khan and how we know that company started, and like Jericho coming on and Tony just being like, it's Chris Jericho. Like, I can guarantee you Jericho did whatever he wanted.
And he got ideas through, and some of them were great. And then as time went on, there were less great ideas and weirder things. And just overall, like the horrible shit that Hogan did in WCW, I could look at so many things in AEW and go, Jericho did these things.
Right.
And, he's taken a break now for a long time. So that's been.
Can you name a few?
Oh, just like.
Yeah. Like what Hoganisms has Jericho done in AEW?
Well, not that they're the same, because Hogan didn't have the.
Right.
What was it called? The musical Debonair? The thing where him and MJF.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I don't remember what the phrasing was, but I remember the bit where they fucking did a musical.
Yeah, they did a musical.
Yeah.
No one made Jericho and MJF
do a
musical.
Right.
No one said, oh, a choreographer's here, but what are we going to do with them?
Tony Khan's like, my cousin is in choreography school. I really want to put him to use.
One parallel could be with Hogan and New Blood Rising, with all that, where there was the group of young guys that were the up and coming next wave of stars in WCW, was like Kidman and others that were fighting I think they were called the Millionaires Club, like basically the old guard.
Okay.
And Hogan was famously known for like, I'm not going to fucking lose to Billy Kidman.
Right.
And at the time it was egregious. So I was like, come on, dude, you got to make the next wave. And maybe he just thought it was like, yeah, but not this fucking guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's not the wave. That's not the wave I'm looking for.
Yeah, and it still just sucks because you're like, well, then who's it ever going to be, man? People are fucking leaving left and right, and this just feels like you won't give up your spot. It felt like for Jericho's groups, when he's not constantly using their names, he's not constantly referring to Santana and Ortiz, he's not constantly saying Five Finger McGillicuddy and Deep Magic Mike or whatever. Because he didn't say their names. He would never put those guys over. He would never make them stars.
The most he would put somebody over was by giving them a different name, like Pineapple Pete, and kind of bury the person Pineapple Pete wanted to be. Because now all I know is Pineapple Pete.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
The spotlighting of talent or putting the next few people on the map in a company that's supposed to be all about.
Do you think
this is a new fucking map?
Excuse me. I don't know the history enough. Do you think there's been any like Jericho title victories that were like, yeah, that was because Jericho just wanted to win the title there, and it was not really best for the company or the booking? Was there anybody that he beat and you were like, why?
That's hard to say.
Yeah.
The first champion of AEW was decided between, it was trying to remember what all happened. I think there were just 2 sets of qualifying matches.
Say, yeah, I also don't remember.
So one was the Joker Battle Royal thing.
Yeah.
And that established Adam Page as the one contender.
Right.
And then it was Jericho versus Omega. And I think that was just it.
Right.
I think it was just one match and then one Battle Royal.
Right.
And Jericho beat Omega. And so that was Double or Nothing. That occurred.
Right.
And then All Out
was the first.
The title match.
Is that where
between
Bret Hart came out? And
No, that was before.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Because that's when MJF put himself on the map by fucking ripping into Bret Hart.
Gotcha.
Because he was the number 2 guy. He was the last guy eliminated from the Battle Royal.
Right.
So Jericho versus Hangman and Page, I think you can look at it with hindsight and go like, yeah, maybe it was best that Jericho won.
No, I don't. Yeah, I think that was the smart decision.
But it was also tricky because it's the new company. How do you not, maybe make the new guy who's going to be it? And I don't think that was a Jericho move to be like, no, it needs to be me.
No, I think putting it on Hangman would have made sense if you were going to then make Hangman your heel. I think you start the company off with a kind of a champion that we can create a big baby face chasing. And I think Jericho is better for that position than Hangman is. Because like you want to build a baby face right off the bat. You want to be like, this is our guy. This is the guy that everybody's rooting for. And if you just be like, if the whole show starts and go, here's our champion, your favorite guy, then it's like, okay, why do we care about him? He's got the championship. All we're going to do is watch him defend it.
But technically, isn't that what they did? Is it, here's your champion, your favorite guy?
I mean,
Chris Jericho?
Kind of, but I feel like, yeah, I guess in my mind, I think of Hangman as the face going into that because it is like the old veteran, even though, they're singing the song and like he is one of those, we've talked about that before, where he's like he's a bad heel because he's a heel that everybody cheers for. Like
yeah, he's cool.
He's too worried about being cool and staying cool. And yeah, exactly. Like if he had any fucking balls, he'd get rid of that goddamn song, when trying to get booed. But he's too concerned about being liked.
And Fozzy did get better, I will say that. And their songs got way better.
Have they?
Take for it. That's tough. Tough part about all this, right, is like the consistency of all things AEW that kind of goes along with it is, to your point, if the goal at hand was Chris Jericho is going to win it, people are going to love it, and then he's going to be our major bad guy. He's going to turn on everybody. He's going to be the champion. He's going to be, he's going to have this group, and he's going to be hated. And then Hangman's going to start the chase, and he won't become a silly, dumb drunk and just have goofy shit, and he'll be the next champion. He wasn't.
Right.
He was the 4th champion.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
It was Moxley, then Omega.
It's almost like bad booking.
Yeah, and trying to establish that if he is the number 2 guy, shouldn't he be chasing it? And they did whatever they do, but Jericho went through the brandy roads of it all in AEW and just ultimately, I feel like, just hurt everything that he established of constantly reestablishing.
Right.
And a claw to the back. Thank you. Yeah. And it was just too much freedom, too many things to do, probably too many sporadic ideas also from the booker of like, now we're going to do this. Now we're going to do this. And he's just there. He's making the money. And how can you turn that down? And I'm sure to a certain extent, how do you not get excited about all that creativity that you can indulge in? But it sucked. Like it sucked to just be dealing with the fucking learning tree, the Ocho, and there's just too much shit going on. I'm like, I
think by the time that happened, I was already out. I remember the learning tree because I think we watched a watch along when that was happening. But the Ocho, I don't know what the fuck that is.
It was him being the 8-time world champion.
Right.
And he for a major star that Ow, don't bite my hair. For a major star that someone wasn't wrangling it, right?
Right.
My cat is biting my hair.
I like the idea of
people not paying attention to her.
People listening only, and you just every now and then going, "Ow!" This cat is fucking you up. This cat's trying to fucking give you a lobotomy.
No one could wrangle it. No one could put it in order and go like, "Hey, we got a major star here. Let's make this special. Let's make this unique." When he is going to change a character, he's going to do a thing. It's got to mean something, and we got to make him in these programs with these guys, and it's got to mean something, because then when he loses to one of them, it's making somebody. That fucking guy, I'm trying to remember his name because it was a punchline for us for quite a while. The kid who comes in, right? Like he's doing this Razor 1, 2, 3 kid thing. It's not Anton. I'm going to try to look it up. The guy that comes in and it's his first match in AEW and Jericho loses to him and then immediately starts going on social media going, like, I made a new star.
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, damn.
Oh wait, it's not Warhorse, is it?
No, it's not Warhorse. Was it his one and done?
Was it somebody like that, like an indie darling who came in?
I think it's being generous to call this guy an indie darling. I think a very small crowd would have known who this guy was.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. Who would have thought?
Let's see how good my Google foo is.
Yeah, you gotta try to Bing that shit.
Not Big Bill. What the fuck, Google?
Big Bill. At some point, somebody's had to call him Big Beautiful Bill, right?
Somebody who's seen him naked.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think of who this person is. I know you're trying to Google it.
I also don't trust that he's on the AEW roster right now.
Right, of course.
So I don't want to look at that.
Yeah. I mean,
and I'm sure there's people screaming out there.
What if you just wrote like who beat Jericho in his AEW debut? Because didn't you say it was his debut match?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Action Andretti?
Action Andretti.
I found it in my very first search.
Well, because you looked up that particular thing. All the other things I was trying was
I gotcha.
Not yielding those results.
Yeah.
Action Andretti was supposed to be this big thing, and Chris Jericho was claiming that it's like, this was creative doing. Like I made a guy.
It was this. He thought like he was Kurt Angle and Action Andretti was Cena. Like that's how he viewed it.
Mm-hmm. Even though that's not how that went down. But yes, more like the Razor 1, 2, 3 kid thing.
Sure.
Cena didn't beat Angle.
Sure. Yes, of course.
He just hung with him.
Yeah. Just smacked him in the face. Yeah. He made him so well that I don't even recognize this dude. Well, anyways, I guess that's all the past. Jericho's been out of AW or not on AW programming for how long now?
4 months.
4 months. Rumors are speculating that his contract is expired or expiring.
I'm glad you're just parroting what I said before we started this episode.
Yeah, exactly what I'm doing. Trying to catch up the listeners.
Here,
trying to participate.
I'll put information in instead of the guessing. So, one of the things that have people speculating about Chris Jericho's future in AEW is Tony Khan responding to the press in a call ahead of the Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view. When asked about Jericho, Tony Khan says, I have to say Chris Jericho is one of the greatest and most important people ever in AEW and has been a great 2-time ROH world champion. For somebody that's won 9 world championships in the sport of pro wrestling, Chris Jericho, it's incredible to say, but has achieved so much in so many different promotions. When you talk about him, you could talk about companies all over the world, but certainly we wouldn't be as fortunate to be in this position. I would never be where I am in AEW without Chris Jericho, nor would we be in a position where I could have bought ROH. So I'm very grateful to Chris. I think the world of Chris, and I would love to have Chris back. Certainly, he has been a great, great star for us since the very beginning of AEW, and then here in ROH as well. I'll read a little bit more in a minute here, but he already says, I'd love to have him back.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's very telling.
Books the show.
I mean, he was on the very first ever Dynamite. He's been there since the beginning. He was at the signing, right? He's been.
Yeah,
and
he was there at the podium.
Is this the biggest break he's taken from AEW this 4 months?
That I can't be sure of.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm sure he has taken a break or two before, but we knew that he had a minimum 5-year contract at the time.
Yeah,
so
and it's been 5
it was
years.
overall like, he's filming a horror movie. He's doing this, he's doing that. He's in Terrifier 3 or whatever.
My cousin sent me, by the way, I don't know if he posted this in the Discord. If not, Paul, he posted in the Discord. He sent me this video of like facts that would surprise you about wrestling. And it was a lot of time-based stuff. It was a lot of like, this person is older than this person was when he did this, like that kind of stuff where you go like, oh shit, I didn't think about that. But one of them was that like AEW Dynamite has now been on longer than Nitro. Like there are more episodes of Dynamite than Nitro. I was like, that was a fucking mind fuck for sure. So I was like, but AEW just started. Yeah. Oh man. What do you always say? Time is
but that's just
circle.
Nitro.
Sure. Yes, of course. Not WCW as a whole, obviously, but the show Nitro. Yeah. Well, anyways, all right. So he's been out of wrestling. The last time I saw any video of him, he wasn't looking great. He wasn't moving
Tony
great.
Khan?
Yeah. Yeah, Jericho wasn't looking great. Didn't look like he was moving great either. He's not a young man. What do you do with him? Does he ride off in the sunset, or does he have another run in him? Does he have just another match? Does he come back for a one-off? Where do you put him? Do you put him in AEW? Do you put him in WWE? Send him to Impact?
I just wanted to read this one little bit more that Tony Khan says about him.
Continue, please.
I'll cut out a lot of this other stuff, but about him being a fan. But he says, so if and when the time presents itself, hopefully, I would love to have Chris back, and I think the world of him.
Okay.
So he says it twice of like, I'd love to have him back. And the speculation is at the end of the year, Chris's contract will be expired, and Chris, to his credit, keeping himself relevant and keeping the buzz going, he's been posting troll like shit. He's posting like contemplation videos of him like just sitting in his car going like, Posted him being back.
I don't know why I immediately was thinking of the old SNL. Was it Jack Handy, The Deep Thoughts? Is that who that was?
Yeah.
I was immediately just imagining him like in his car being like,
and him posting when he made a surprise return at the Royal Rumble and doing a caption to the extent of like, what if, or, remember this, like giving little teases of,
maybe
what
I'll
if
come
something
back
like this occurred again.
Right. Yeah.
And, whether it's all involved and he's signed a new contract or he's laid it out to Tony and being like, I'm fucking coming back, no problem. But I'm just getting the buzz going and having everybody wonder. So when I do come back, oh my God, everybody's going to go nuts.
And here's the thing.
Or he's negotiating. Yeah.
And these are the things that have made Jericho good in this business for as long as he has been. Like he's, for, oh my God. Okay. All right. I guess doggies got freed. I forgot what I was going to say. I got scratched to shit by campfire jumping off, or bookstore rather. Yeah.
This is what made Chris Jericho.
Yeah, the thing that makes him good is like he's very good at the performance aspect of, or the entertainment aspect of the sports entertainment. He's very good at toying with kayfabe. He's very good at, connecting with an audience and various.
He can be really good at the carny part.
Oh yeah, I mean he's a fucking straight up carny. Everything about that dude is a carny. But I when he left WWE, I can't remember. Did he say anything about like, I just want to end my career at 8? Like I remember him saying something to the extent of like, I did all that and there's no bad blood, but I'm done. It's fine, whatever. I know that he was sourpuss about the second match on the card. We've talked about a lot over the years with Kevin Owens, and he definitely had a little sour grapes, but I feel like he's always been, he's a capitalist. He's going to go where the money is.
Yeah, and I think he also saw at the time where his placement was,
right.
what his relationship was with Vince at the time. And I think all the top guys have certainly gone through it to some extent or another.
Sure.
Foley's talked about it to large extents. You know, that you're there, they need you, but you're not the guy right now. Punk has had it.
Right.
And he just kept staying though. There wasn't anything else. And when he saw an option to help build something like other guys have with TNA and stuff like that, he took it. And certainly the money was better than any of those other opportunities in recent years.
Right.
And, from what I recall, there were interviews saying, yeah, I'm going to close out everything in AEW. I did stuff in WWE and maybe I'll be back there someday to accept a Hall of Fame or something, but I have no plans of going back there, which sure makes sense that you'll say that. No one's going to bring that up until now.
Right.
Like, so I get it, but after 5-6-ish years of that company doing what they're doing, and we're at the point now where the grass is greener on the other side, business-wise.
Right, sure, of course.
Locker room-wise, there's a lot of stuff. Like Rusev just came out and said, like, this is the best locker room I've ever been in right now.
Wow. Interesting.
I'm sure as far as the talent goes, it's a great time to be in WWE again.
Right.
And for a lot of them, it was great to leave when they did.
Right, of course. So, personal opinions. Do you think that that's what he should do? Do you think it makes the most sense to go back to WWE? Let's say he wants to retire, which, by the way, I don't think he ever will. I think he's one of those. I think
he's just like he keeps going.
I think he's never gonna retire. He'll be.
He's calling up Flair's doctor right now.
Exactly.
Going, can I book a match with him?
Yep, he is. Oh, I thought he was calling up Flair's doctor to be like, hey, what did Flair take? Because that's what I want.
That's what I shouldn't take.
Yeah. I think he's going that way. But let's say he wants to retire. He wants to pull a John Cena or something like that. He wants I'm going to give it another year or whatever. I'm going to come back for one last hurrah. I mean, do we both agree and say it makes sense to WWE? Like, that's the place for him to do it.
He's going to get the most exposure.
He's going
to get the most.
Probably the biggest payout.
The merch.
Right, all the merch.
The chance of him being able to do more high profile entertainment projects, I think, is way higher.
Of course.
Because he's been doing like cool indie horror stuff, which I'm sure hits close to home with him, where he's getting to work with like the people he wants to work with in the franchises, like I mentioned with Terrifier. But if he's thinking, well, I might take the gamble though, and maybe they get me something high profile, like I remember the Big Show had talked about like, I want to do a Marvel movie. Like I'm sure it's on so many radars for these guys to be like, I want to be in some huge franchise, something.
Right.
Either for your kids or for whatever, for the money, like who knows? But I could definitely see him wanting to take that gamble for that.
Absolutely.
And knowing like I could be in AEW, the money's good, and they let me do a lot of stuff I want to do. The crowds are dwindling.
He's also
kind of suck.
Right. He's also probably going to have to do a lot less in WWE to his body. He could probably wrestle easier matches. He probably is not going to have to do a fucking blood and guts, death, fucking Texas barbed wire, exploding ring shit. You know what I mean? Like, but
PWP champ brings up a great point. Gilbert Short in the chat says, but if he goes back to WWE, what happens to the Jericho Cruise?
He'll put it in his contract that he can still do it.
But that's also like bringing in talent.
Oh yeah, I guess
comedy shows.
Maybe it'll just be a WWE event. WWE presents the Jericho Cruise.
Do you think you could really sign off on that? Like give that away for whatever cut of money you're getting to have the Jericho Cruise?
I mean, if it's enough
and
money,
whatever insane cruise line that goes like, sure, go ahead.
I wouldn't be surprised if it just goes away. If it's just like, yeah, we're not doing it this year. We'll be back next year once I retire, quote, retire.
I think Gilbert brings up a great point. I don't see that as just being like whatever.
Really?
That's
it's a big
major party. He gets to fucking do his band stuff. He gets to have everybody hanging out.
It shows
they must grift like fucking crazy on that shift to get everybody's money. And He's the old school party guy that drinks. Like, that's the best.
Yeah.
And they don't have to travel or be on the road or anywhere. They're on a fucking cruise. He must love that shit.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah. And it's got his name on it. The motherfucker loves his name on stuff.
Yeah. That's a tricky one.
Yeah.
I wonder if that would actually
be a deal breaker.
He's like, no, we're not fucking letting you do a fucking cruise with all that. And he's like, oh, I'm staying with AEW then.
I mean, but what if it is like a 1 year thing, like I said, where he's just like, yeah, I'm going to fucking go have my, my retirement year in WWE and then get my Hall of Fame induction and try to, like you said, you mentioned earlier merch. I wanted to jump in. I didn't want to interrupt you though. Like, there's also a possibility that he comes back and it's like, oh yeah, we're going to do like the Jericho appreciation year where we're going to like re-release like old Y2J merchandise. We're going to do stuff with the list. We're going to do like, there's so much shit that fucking people will buy, so many pieces of plastic and shit that people will be like, yeah, I want that. It's his retirement. They've been doing a thing where they've been like putting pieces of ring gear and entrance gear and cloths and ring and like, and putting that on a Topps trading card and that all that sort of shit. Like,
yeah, they always say that shit's in there. No, it's not.
Yeah, of course.
That's someone's used handkerchief.
There's money to be made is the point that I could see him being like, yeah, okay, I could pause the cruise for 1 year to go do all this and make all this other money. I don't think it's going to like lose his contract with fucking Carnival Cruise or whoever the fuck he does it with, Viking. But, I think that makes the most sense. Like, I think a return to WWE. I do think though, like he won't. If he doesn't do the like John Cena, this is my last year, I know when my retirement date's gonna be, then he very highly risks just coming back and being a big deal for a month and then being like, sorry, we ain't got nothing for you. Because WWE is just fucking stacked.
Yeah, but he'll be a guy that, not that there's necessarily a precedent for this because he's the old guard to come in.
Right.
But I can't imagine them milking the hell out of that with so many people, and also knowing with as much touring as they do around the world that Chris Jericho's on every show that we do.
Right.
We're in Paris, we're in Berlin, we're in this, like we're hauling him around wherever it is. I'm in agreement with you too, where he doesn't say that there's an end date for him. He will just wrestle.
Right.
And if they say like, do you want to retire? And he's like, no.
Right.
And there's just an active contract of how long do we have you to wrestle for?
At some point, yeah, does he end up like our Truth, where it's like, yeah, we just let him go and people got upset, but we're like, yeah, the difference is that Truth, if he wants, he goes, great, I'm going back to AEW or I'm going to fucking Japan or whatever because he's Jericho, whereas Truth, I think, he's a WWE guy through and through really at this point.
Sure.
But yeah, he does risk kind of just being the old guy. Like at this point, if he went back to WWE now, he would be the oldest active wrestler. I don't mean in age. I mean, maybe Ray. I'm trying to think of just like people who've been around the longest. Like, I mean, Ray debuted in WWE before or after Jericho? No, after Jericho, I think.
Ray debuted in WWE after Jericho.
Yeah, he came after the Radicals or whatever, and after. Oh wait, no, maybe around the same time as that. But
no,
he came.
No, because WCW ended, and Ray was one where he held out for the rest of his contract.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so there you go.
And then
so
debuted.
Shit, then yeah, that would make him the oldest wrestler there, as far as like person who has who they can go back the furthest and show a match from.
Billy Gunn could show up at any moment.
That, I mean, listen, what's Bart up to? Can we get the reunion we've all been waiting for?
That's on them. They're being dicks to Bart. Everyone's being a dick to Bart.
The champ in the chat says, yeah, Jericho in 99, Ray in 2003. Or he says like 2003, so don't quote him. But, I mean, that comes with a little bit of an angle, at least that you can work, that if he does come back, he's like, hey, I'm now the even more senior than Randy Orton, who feels right now who's like the old guy. Definitely a lot of new names, a lot of new people he can work with that he's never worked with before. I don't know whether that's necessarily a good thing. Maybe for them, assuming he can work. That's the other thing too. Is like, does he have another year's worth of matches in him? Can he go? Yeah.
I think any of those. He's also avoided major injuries his entire career.
Sure.
He is an anomaly where, yeah, there are small injuries, but he's never had, at least in my knowledge of the last couple of years of AEW, that's what's fuzzy. He never had any major injury that took him out of action.
Yeah. No neck and spine, no major limb or joint, rather. I guess it's usually more the joint than the limb, but
no surgeries.
Right. Yeah.
No major surgeries.
That fucking yoga, man, the DDP yoga did good for him.
They started like 5-6 years ago.
Kept him limber.
And the drinking keeps his body loose.
Yeah. Gil says he could do the Sting retirement tour. That's another option.
True.
I just don't. Yeah. A part of me thinks that Jericho's ego is too big for that. That like Sting, I think he just seems like a nicer guy and a more like well-rounded non-sociopath. Like he seems like Sting could have just been like, yeah, I'm gonna do a match in like a fun an NWA event, and it's like I'm saying goodbye and my friends will be there and that's all that matters to me. Whereas Jericho, I could see him being like, no, main event of WrestleMania or I'm not fucking doing it. Like I could see him being that guy.
Well, he's also just cut from that cloth of that's what all of wrestling was. And Sting famously wasn't.
Right.
Sting was unique in that way. And that's why I keep telling you, like, I just watched Sting's biography from WWE, Sting Into the Light. It's fucking amazing. Yeah. And you really just truly see, God, he's such a good person.
Where was that?
What's he doing in wrestling?
Was it on Peacock? Where was that?
I'm sure, or it's probably in WWE Vault. I have the DVD.
Oh, look at you.
I took Mas Lama's advice, and I was like, you know what?
Bust it out.
I'm going to crack open some DVDs and just enjoy things that way.
Technically, he said he busted DVDs, so he might have just broken them.
I cracked it. But Jericho, a lot of things have to stop all at once because his band is doing, probably as good now as it's been. I think that the Judas release was certainly the peak, and with all the eyes on AEW at that peak, it had the most notoriety for him. But he's living a rock star lifestyle with wrestling and with rock and roll. All these things would have to all end. So as soon as he goes like, I can't fucking sing and do stage shows anymore. I can't fucking wrestle and take bumps anymore.
Right.
Those all have to go together for the lifestyle to end of, I'm on the road, I'm doing this thing, I'm drinking, I'm hitting on some ladies, I'm ignoring my MAGA wife, whatever. Like it all has to change because it can't just be one of them. Right. He won't drop a thing.
Right. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's the wiring where you talk about ego. I also talk about just like lifestyle and
that
the old man that retires. It's like he stops all that and does what?
I mean, that makes it seem like, an AEW wrestling retirement would make more sense for him because he could still do all the things. And, they'll make a big deal of him for a month. But I don't know. And then maybe he still gets called for the Hall of Fame in WWE. At what point, by the way, do we get an AEW Hall of Fame? Do we think that he's like, that's what I want? I'm going to be the first ever AEW Hall of Famer.
I don't think he's asking for it or dictating it.
Sure.
I'm sure Tony Khan, after like 3 days of AEW, was like, we should start a Hall of Fame right now. Young Bucks, you're going to go in.
Marco Stunt and Jurassic Express. That's how he builds it.
Every day someone goes in the Hall of Fame. And we're going to have a Warrior Award too.
I like the idea that it's like all those people who came in and just wrestled for like a day. It's like, Hall of Fame. You get Hall of Fame. Warhorse, Hall of Fame. Action fucking Andretti, whatever his name was, Hall of Fame.
Leroy Patterson, Hall of Fame.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I would say for Jericho's sake, if he sees a window of time where he goes, I got probably 5 years left of me where he thinks like, I can keep doing this. I'm fine. I'm good for 5 fucking years. Take the 4 months plus off now, sign with WWE for 2 years. And see what that looks like.
Sure.
See what it is where you go, yeah, maybe at the end of the 2 years, I'll do a Hall of Fame thing.
Right.
I'm not saying I'm going to retire.
Right.
but I'll fucking do 2 years with you guys and do
whatever you want.
I'll give you the full schedule.
Right.
I'll do it all. Or give me like the 3/4 schedule. Like give me one of those. Give me like a Punk schedule or something.
Yeah, sure.
And I'll show up to things and I'll be there and I'll plug away. We'll do a big video game release where I'm back in the game. You'll get all these fucking different Jerichos and we'll do scans for all this. And then assess and go like, I got another 2-3 years left. What does AEW look like at that point?
Right.
So then maybe I do the Hall of Fame and all that. And I go like, yeah, I wrapped up my time here and I did the big send off, but now I got the most eyes on me again. And I'm going to go jump and double dip and do it that way.
So that's what you would do. What do you want him to do? How do you book it? If you were like, all right, this is what I want Jericho to do. If he's doing his last run in WWE.
If he's doing his last run in WWE, what I think I'd want him to do, I am not a show up at the Rumble guy. I just think that's fucking ultimately dumb. I don't get it why people want people to show back up
only
and
if
get
they
thrown over a top
Yeah, only
rope.
if they're win it. That's it.
But even that's like, there's 2 fucking titles. There's 2 nights of WrestleMania. Good luck.
Sure.
Just don't do it. Show up somewhere else. Show up at WrestleMania.
Right.
Do that. Don't, and not even necessarily a surprise opponent like what Cody was. Just fucking show up. Show up. Do something egregious. Have all the Hall of Famers come out.
I was going to say, attack a Hall of Famer.
How are you? And just show up at that and just break the walls down. Like, hi, where's my ring? Oh, that's weird. And just have people going like, what the fuck? He leaves and then people just going, and then the next match you go, sorry, no one's going to give a shit about this.
Yeah.
Just do something different. Be some other spot. Like, don't do the Rumble. Don't do something you've done. Just do some shit you want to enjoy. So obviously throw in that it's like, hey, if I'm working here, I want to definitely fight these 6 to 8 people. Then whatever else you want to.
Yeah, I would almost, you know what? I would love if for just a goddamn fucking year, maybe we ditch the war game structure and we have an actual Survivor Series and somebody, and again, doesn't need to even be a surprise. It could just be somebody like is short a person for their traditional Survivor Series match. And they're like, I fucking know who to call. And it's like, maybe it's, old guys versus young guys or something, as trite as that. I'm happy with it. I'll be satisfied. Bring Jericho back. You can have him turn on that fucking person in the match. Whatever.
Canadians.
There you go. Oh.
Like, we need another Canadian. Who could we get?
Yeah. But I don't know. I kind of like, I like the idea of him coming back. I don't mind him coming back as a tweener or somebody to know. Honestly, I think the best case scenario would be to have him come back and recapture all that magic with him and KO that once again leads to yet another split at Mania. And Jericho's like, this is it. Like, we're going to get the main event. It's the hottest thing. It's the biggest friendship. And then the story is that Kevin Owen puts in the contract that they have to be the second match just to fuck him over.
Of night one.
Yeah. Second match of night one. And that's like, and he goes, and it's just KO being funny. Like, look in the fucking contract, you idiot. Look at the fine print. Look at when the match has to happen. And then Jericho's like, no, God damn it. Yeah, there we go. That's what I do. But no, there's so many people that he can wrestle there. And there's so many fun things. Also, like, I don't know how quick they can make this happen, but squeeze in fucking, him and Cena before Cena leaves. That's the high profile thing that you can do to bring him in, especially if it's like, hey, we want to bring Jericho in for a big deal. If you can make the contract.
Yeah, I guess that'd be the one thing that it could eclipse Brock as far as someone coming back and, high profile thing. Yeah, it's, I know I say this a lot. I want the talent to do obviously what they want to do. I don't necessarily want Jericho to write a book about this of here's my 17th book. Right. What I did for the few months deciding on if I was going to go back to WWE or go to AEW. I think he is a guy where you'd mentioned TNA amongst all the scenarios where when you have the current WWE guy, that he does make a difference, and it is interesting for him to go to TNA for a couple of tapings.
Right. Oh, like if he comes to WWE, but because of their partnership, you mean? Like, 100%, like, absolutely.
Go to a couple of those shows, and because I can have the old school feel too of, wait, why do I gotta go? You don't make Cody doesn't go,
right?
All these other guys don't go. yeah, but you were okay with us burning to the ground.
Right.
Like you really did it vindictively. So you gotta go. Like, fuck. All right. A little bit of that old school, like, damn, fuck you, man. You do it.
Right. Right.
But he would actually, move the needle a little bit, be a little interesting that he was there. And then they could be another thing where like Jericho's been in all the fucking promotions.
Right.
It's like what they were doing with the Dudley Boys, where they were just everywhere and he could be everywhere and have him win one of their titles,
Right.
But I don't think it behooves him at this point to go on the indie circuit and show up and do all that stuff.
No.
I think that window is past. Maybe it comes at the tail end of all this, but the time is right. Like the time is there for him to show up in WWE now to get the fucking ridiculous sack of money.
Yeah.
And to get all the high profile eyeballs again.
Like,
there will be WWE fans that go, oh, where did you go? And he'd be like, you seriously had no fucking idea that I was in another company?
They never told us. We only listen to them, and they just point to fucking Michael Cole and McAfee, whoever the fuck is there now.
It's like I showed up on a Stone Cold thing when I was still working at AEW. Like, yeah, we thought that was a joke.
We thought that was. We don't watch NXT. We thought you were talking about NXT. You mentioned earlier about like, we can put them in the game, have the different versions of the game. That's the other thing too, is all of the different Jericho figures come back for the, there's definitely
Mattel releases.
Yep,
and
exactly.
They're doing.
You know what he could do, which would be if he wanted to come back as a babyface and just lean into it, have him come out and interrupt The Rock, like he did at his debut. Have The Rock come out doing some dumb final boss bullshit, and then just put the fucking countdown on the screen in the middle of his promo. And then, like, finally have it where he doesn't let he gets one up on the Rock. Rock will never let this happen. But I don't know. I'm just armchair booking something that would be fun for us, the viewer.
Sure.
God forbid. But that would be fun because it would be like, oh shit, that was like his first debut coming from WCW, and he interrupts the biggest guy in the fucking show. But then, of course, he gets kind of shut up. But in this instance, he doesn't. This instance, he gets the better of the Rock. That'd be a fun little throwback.
As long as they still bring up Juventud.
Wait, what was Juventud? I don't remember what Juventud had to do with that.
Weren't you fighting some jabroni named Juventud?
Right. Okay, that's what it was. Honestly, they can do the same exact thing, and they can just do it with somebody from AEW. Just pick
Juventud fought Jericho again.
There we go. I love that. Yeah, they could be like, weren't you fighting someone named Evil Uno? Who's a good Juventud? Who's a good funny name that they could pull from AEW?
Marco Stunt.
Yeah, but Marco Stunt is still like a first name and a last name. It's funnier if it's like a silly wrestler name, like Juventud. Not that. I mean, for all I know, that's just like some popular first name in Spanish speaking.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of John.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. There's plenty. But
Cope? Were you fighting some jabroni named Cope?
That's actually pretty funny.
Gilbert Short says, what if you were to join the Judgment Day? Take Edge's spot?
That's kind of fun, but I think Judgment Day, I just think that I'm assuming that Mysterio is still a part of it. Dominic Mysterio is still a part of it. I don't know. I haven't watched it for all I know that he's split from that group. I feel like that group.
He's just always on the outs with the ladies.
Okay,
he's always in the group. All
right, because that's not bad. By the way, Orange Cassidy, that's the name he would say. Wouldn't you find some guy named Orange Cassidy? Yeah. Aren't you fighting in a bowl of orange juice not that long ago?
Aren't you glad I didn't say banana?
But yeah, I mean, Judgment Day is not bad. But I feel like, unless it's just to make Mysterio even more of a star off of Jericho, because I think they could play together in a fun way. That would be pretty good. Mm-hmm. Especially him being like, God, your dad was right. You are a shitty little kid.
Yeah, I think with the arc of all these guys later, it's his greatest rivals can be the guys that he's teaming up with. And
yeah, of course.
We've seen him and Ray verse each other so many times, like if they are the unit together.
Absolutely.
To then be fighting opposing forces and all that.
I will say this, like, I think because of all of the gimmick changing and all of the kind of late Jericho AEW stuff, even pre-AEW, even, like, I don't want him to come back as like a serious heel. I think that would be the thing that would make me the least interested. I kind of want like quippy comedy, good guy Jericho if he's going to come back to WWE, at least for a while. because otherwise I think there's just going to be better, like, you know, serious heels or even baby faces who are going to be more interesting in whatever the respective pair ups and, you know, like matches that will be booked than Jericho. I think Jericho kind of needs to come and just be sort of like kind of a Cena, like kind of just like a fun, you know, before the heel turn. Like I'm here to claim that I'm, you know, fucking best in the world or whatever shit, or, you know, like that I still got it, that I'm the fucking legend, but also he's like,
doesn't seem to remember any of his things.
Having a good time.
They're like,
I'm the champ. Nope. Not that was in this company. I'm the nope. That wasn't this company either. Shit.
I certainly feel like a 2.0 of, I never remember the character's name, but from No Country for Old Men, that he based his character on, for the suit wearing
right
evil Chris Jericho.
Okay.
I think if they had something in mind, like if they had a
yeah.
long-term, you come in, everybody's excited to see you, and you're teaming with someone that it's, or aligning yourself with someone that we're all happy that you're aligning them with, and it's a reunion of sorts or just some new great pairing, and you turn on them, and this is a long-term thing of you just being evil and fucking with somebody.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
I guess
if they got that in mind.
I think that's what I meant when I said like the serious, I guess what I meant is cool guy. Like that's like the like leather and spikes and like that's what I meant. But yeah, if he comes back like suit and tie, like mid-show era, or I'm sorry, not mid. That's right. He wasn't even a part of that. Like Jericho era. Yeah.
But before that, that's what I'm saying. The character when he was fighting Michaels, when he turned on Michaels and
yeah, that's actually not bad. I don't dislike the suit and tie version, but I just can't.
When it's a version of that character or something that has inspired him to be like, I see this as being something evil and treacherous, and we'll get to the good guy down the line.
Right.
But to do something with whoever the major new happening star is, that it's like they're on the good guy path of becoming the champion.
Right.
But Jericho's there for a year to totally fuck it up.
Right.
Because we've had our Punks, because we've had our Ortons that are the returning legends from injury, or they're just coming back and they've stayed good guys.
Right.
That if you're like, if we're a little top heavy or it feels a little bit the same, that Jericho's one where he switches fast.
Right.
But on someone that you is a guarantee people won't like him for it.
Right.
And that he does get into
good. I do like that.
I'm not a nostalgia act.
Especially
I'm not here to make you feel good again.
Especially if it's not him trying to be cool like we talked about, where it's like he's the heel, but he still wants people to buy the shirt. You know, like if he's just legit, you know, I don't give a fuck, you know.
There could be the video game trailers of like him being back in the game, and it's him saying, I did not sign off on this. I did not want that in my contract. I am not here to make you feel good. I am not here to be something to be remembered.
Right.
I am here because
I
am something, you know, now.
So you know how WWE doesn't acknowledge any other company's titles? Give him a belt a couple more times. Let him do the Ocho thing.
Not true. That's all they do now.
Let him do the Ocho thing again. They'll finally be like, finally he's an 8-time world champion. And he'll be like, it sounds familiar.
Behind the time, sir. Oh, just one quack, quick quack little thing.
One quack. You got to quack it out.
Presented by Tamina is, so I was watching that Sting documentary, Into the Light, and I had forgotten about the fucking
tantric sex
2K commercial. No, I use that all the time. I can out Sting. Okay. You showing me a picture of Tamina? I'll last all night. The commercial for Sting being in the video game
for WWE.
Do you remember that?
For WWE? With the orchestra with their faces painted that I auditioned for? Yeah, I remember.
Whoa, what's this story?
I told you that.
No.
Yeah. I told you.
You auditioned to be Sting?
I told you I had the Sting.
But they hired Sting, so why were
I
you
had the
auditioning for?
Sting thing. I talked about it. I could swear I talked about this in the program. Maybe
a Sting thing?
Maybe we weren't. Was I not on the air at that point? I don't remember. I don't know if we were doing compadres and I wasn't like a regular on it, or I wasn't like on air, but I remember.
You probably told Johnny and that was
maybe. It was spoiled for me because I got the fucking audition for string musicians, and it just gave a breakdown of the entire thing with proof of concept photos and said, this is what the spot's going to be. It's going to be, a small orchestra with their faces painted, and it was photos of Sting painted like this. And I thought to myself, oh, I guess Sting is coming to fucking WWE, because I didn't know where else he was fucking going at that time. and I auditioned and I did not get it because they apparently had I don't know, better people for it, better bass players. I auditioned with upright bass.
Well, that guy was amazing.
But yeah, he was great. They were all very great. A very talented group. But anyways, yeah, no, I do remember the commercial. Yes.
Well, just
Fucking
saying,
great.
like, going back to something like that where Jericho giving those feels of something, but nothing's going to top that commercial. That was fucking great.
Yeah, that was fun.
Unless you were in it.
I do feel like I remember thinking like, oh, it's just a video game. There was a little bit of that where it's like, what the fuck? Oh my God. Oh, okay. He's in the game. He's not
that
coming.
Sting look that he had. That was the art for everything for a while of that, and that half face.
Yeah, he was turned into it. Yeah, like
heavy
this.
breathing, pissed off. Gilbert Short says in the chat, Scott almost sounds like he would want Jericho to be Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate, and I completely agree. I think that would be amazing if
isn't that the devil? Didn't Al Pacino play the devil in that?
Spoiler alert.
All right. Well, there you have it. Speaking of Gilbert Short and Devil's Advocate, I need to play Devil's Advocate for all the other patrons because it is time for...
I'll be Charlize Theron.
For our championship. Oh, right. Okay. I was like, wait. Battle Royal. It's time to name our champion for September of 2025. Only, what's that? 3 more names to get added into our pool for the end of the year. Big championship.
That means that all these wrestling companies could change all their streaming platforms 6 more times over.
Who
Before
knows?
we finally land on one of these fucking gift cards we want to give people at the end of the year to go.
At this point,
hey,
we're gonna send like a check, like a grandma.
At this point, yeah, I'll tell you honestly, candidly, everybody.
Yeah,
that was one of the things that we kind of wanted to announce early on. Was like, wait, which we should give some.
Yeah, we were going to give away a gift card to a service that has wrestling on it. We talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the writing was on the wall. Like, I think this might change.
Right. It's like, what do we do? Netflix? No. Then when they can't watch SmackDown, what do we do? Like, we just can't. There's no victory.
We've been kind of waiting for like what will have the majority of wrestling that people would want to watch on there before we announce like we're getting you this one.
We're gonna have to
create
end of
the year.
We're gonna have to
prize bundle.
Gonna have to create a membership card to Scott Narver's personal DVD library to get a rental membership.
No mold. Let's get into it.
All right, so yes, it's time for a championship battle royal for September for our spook. Oh wait, no, it's September, not October. Never mind. I was gonna say it's our spooky champ. It's not.
It's our
champ.
never forget.
It's our never forget month. I forgot which month it was. I have all of the names of the eligible patrons in our little championship jar here. And Gilbert Short, record-setting champion. Let's see, kids. Will he defend that title? Will we see a new champion? Will we see a returning champion? I got one. And new PWP champ from Gibraltar, Mickey Bell. Mickey Bell defeating Gilbert Short. Let me pull up my sheet here. Let me see if I can't give you some sheet. Let me see if I can't give you some statistics.
While you look those up, I'll vamp for you, unlike you with Action Andretti.
I tried.
Gilbert Short says a YouTube premium account so you can watch wrestling matches on YouTube without ads. That's not a bad idea either.
There you go. Mickey Bell with his second victory of the year. His name so far will be in the pool twice. He won in February of 2025. And
double dipping in the pool.
Where he beat Alex Pierce, our January champ. Congrats, Mickey. And one extra entrance into the end of year giveaway. I do hope too. We had a couple new names in the jar, which I was excited to see. I do hope that those of you who joined this past month the Patreon contemplate sticking around for another month or two, having your name,
Cutthroat,
because your name will stay in that jar if you're there this time next month. And you never know. There's going to be a whole lot of goodies sent out. You could be the victor who claims those spoils.
That's right. And In the meantime, and in between time, there's tons of watch-along matches to enjoy on our Patreon.
Absolutely.
And you're going to get to enjoy Mickey Bell's pick for his watch-along match. And you can enjoy right now Gilbert Short's match that he picked from WrestleMania 13. The no DQ submission match between Bret the Hitman Hart and Stone the Cold Steve Austin. That's special guest referee Ken Shamrock the.
There's no chance that if Stone Cold ever went to Impact, he would have been the Cold. Stone the Cold.
Stone the Cold.
His first name was Stone. His last name was Austin. Stone Austin. Stone the Cold Austin.
Stone the Cold Austin.
Well, that'll do it for the program. Thanks to everybody who tunes in. Congrats to the new champ. If you've been listening in the old podcast player, once again, you can watch these and interact with the show live on the Patreon. You also get access, as Scott said, to all the Watch Along Wednesdays, a bunch of bonus material. All the video Watch Along Wednesdays, our ever-growing library there now. And what's great about that is that the videos are just there. You don't have to worry about losing access to the 17 different services because we've done it all for you. We've captured it for all of time. Also, a great way to support the show outside the Patreon is just snag some merch. Head on over to pwpalskis.com, click the shop, get yourself some PWP merch. We've got all sorts of fun stuff. We've got hats and shirts and mugs and hoodies. For fans of physical media, there's a brand new physical media design for those old enough to remember when the Blockbuster.
I love physical media.
Yeah, me too. When
I'm holding one.
That's a fucking great movie. That movie was way better than I thought it was going to be, and that I think anybody gave it credit for personally.
I gave a lot of credit.
That movie fucking wrecked me.
Thunderbolts.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, there's a shirt and there's some mug, some other stuff there. Physical media for those old enough to remember Blockbuster's old slogan. That's what that's for. So you have to go and you have to look at it now, and you have to figure out what it is, and then
you can do a Hollywood Video one too.
What was their slogan? I would.
You get to hold on to it longer than that other place.
Hollywood Video. We're probably a better store, but not as good at marketing. I was such a Blockbuster snob. I was to Blockbuster what I was to WWF, and Hollywood Video to me was what WCW was to me. I'm sure it was great, but for whatever reason,
God, it was amazing.
Whatever
they
reason,
treated their employees way better. You had to wear a dumber outfit, but
it was purple.
They got
purple and black, right?
They got 5 rentals a day.
Wow.
Like I think it was 5 rentals a week.
Shit.
It was either 3 or 5 a day for Hollywood Video.
In fairness, though, there wasn't a Hollywood Video near me, so it's not like it was more convenient. For me, it was between the local video store, which had no selection but was really cheap, or Blockbuster,
pornography,
or but the adult section, or Blockbuster, and then I just started working at Blockbuster, and I became a
Blockbuster started doing all that fucking censoring bullshit.
I don't know. I think I might have been out of the game by that. I don't know.
They were doing some not so great stuff.
I don't remember any of that, but I do remember being nostalgic about it, which is why I made a shirt. Go check it out, and get all your fantastic merchandise. Help out our program. Help us keep the lights on. We barely make any money on the merchandise, but it's a nice, fun thing to do, to have. And also, maybe you wear it, and somebody goes, "Hey, what's the hat? What the fuck is PWP? And why is there a lightning bolt?" You can say it stands for Pro Wrestling Palskis, and I have fucking no idea why there's a lightning bolt. And then all of a sudden, you're talking about our show and maybe bringing other members into our little community.
That's right. All them things. And also, we have to thank our PW Palskis on our Patreon who help support the show. So thank you to Adrian Avina, AJ0314, Alex Pierce, Alice Rader, Andrea Beeler, Gilbert Short, Leonardo, Mass Lama, Michael Beltran. Oh, the PWP champ, Michael Beltran. New, that is. I forgot to make my little insignias here, so I will correct that. Champ is there. Mike Lucas, Oak Tree, Suicide, Tim Redbeard, Tom Hader, and Tony Griggs.
Thanks to each and every one of you for your continued support of the program. Could not, would not, should not do without you. Scott and I, have anything else you want to say? Anyone closing statements about Chris Jericho before we say goodbye to the people?
You know, you can get sour on something that just doesn't take a break, that just doesn't go away. I certainly gotten sour on Jericho. Like I said, things on a personal basis make you sour on Chris Jericho. But for people that want to celebrate him and him to celebrate the end of his career, like, go where you want, man. Do your thing. But just stop doing the dumb, shitty stuff, will you please?
Yeah. Stop doing the dumb, shitty stuff.
Stop doing the dumb, shitty stuff. Do better, fun stuff.
Do better, fun stuff. That'll do it. Thanks for joining us. Always a blast hanging out with you for Wrestling Palskis.
It's Dragon Wagon.